Hey, what's up guys? My name is Brandon Opp, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to do a foot jam. We're going to break it down step by step, starting from flat ground, working all the way up to a quarter pipe. So before we can do the foot jam, we have to know what foot to use. I recommend using your front foot. It's closer to the front wheel, therefore easier to foot jam with, but it really comes down to preference. Personally, I am left foot forward, so I use that foot to foot jam. That doesn't mean that if you're goofy or you want to use your back foot that this video is going to be useless, because I'm still going to have plenty of tips that are going to help you get foot jams down. So you've never done a foot jam before. What you're going to want to do is roll at a slow speed, take your front foot off and just put it in the tire, press down and lean forward. At this point, you should be balanced on your front wheel for just a second and you're going to come right back down. Don't go too fast and don't lean too far forward though, because then you'll end up going over the bars. Now that you have that down, we're going to try to jump into the foot jam. You're not really going to bunny hop into it per se, but you're going to do the foot jam in one motion. Instead of dangling your foot off to the side and then doing it, you're going to just kind of like hop right into the front wheel and go right back to your pedal. When you're first learning, you might even miss the tire, or it's just going to feel really awkward, but with enough practice, you're going to get it done. So you've got the foot jam down on flat ground. Now it's time to progress up to a bank. Try it on a bank that you're comfortable with. Something mellow is going to be a lot less intimidating. First, you're going to try it on just the face of the bank. This is really not going to be too different than what you just learned on flat ground, other than the rotation. You're going to kind of almost do like a 180 foot jam. You're going to carve up the bank and do pretty much exactly what you learned on flat ground. This shouldn't be too intimidating. This next step is where things get a little bit more difficult, but you're actually going to be building up your skills towards doing it on top of a quarter pipe. Doing it on the deck is going to be a lot harder than doing it on the face, because now you have to learn how to get yourself back into the ramp. Learning this skill right now though is going to make foot jamming a quarter a lot easier once you get to that step. You're going to go up the bank, do a small hop and do a foot jam on the top, but now you're probably thinking like, what do I do now? I'm getting stuck. This is really awkward feeling. I don't know what to do after. You probably weren't expecting it this early in the video, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret to foot jams, and this is going to change everything. The secret to doing a foot jam is to keep your weight over the transition the whole time. This is going to help you get back into the bank or any ramp going forward. If you do this, you're naturally going to fall back into where you came from. Go up the bank, do a small hop into the foot jam near the edge, then pop up and out back into the bank, making sure that your weight the whole time is over the bank and not over the deck. Otherwise, you're just going to get stuck every time. There we go. Now that you can do it on a bank, the next step would be to do it on a roller. This is a perfect stepping stone because it's not as scary as a quarter, but it still gives you the idea of actually going up something with transition and then getting back into it. It's a lot less intimidating and a lot less scary to bail from in case you need to do that. Something with transition like a normal quarter pipe, but then just a roller at the top is perfect. Now that you can foot jam on top of the bank, take that same technique and apply it to the round edge of the roller. That might sound a little weird, but I think you'll see on video what I'm talking about. Doing it towards the bottom of the roller is gonna be a lot easier to get back in, but doing it towards the top of the roller, you're actually gonna kind of learn how to get yourself back into the ramp progressively. But again, just like before, keep your weight over the transition. That's the key on not casing it. So now you can do it on a bank and a roller. Where do we go from there? There's actually one more step that I recommend if you have it available to you, and it is to do it on a quarter pipe with noping. And I've heard this term before, where basically a normal quarter pipe, but instead of coping, there's just an edge to it. So people call that noping because there's no coping. You get the idea, right? So I don't know what other people went through when learning this trick, but when I was transitioning from doing it on a roller to doing it on a quarter pipe, just that little bit of coping always freaked me out. I was afraid of clipping it on the way back in or sliding on it. It was just so much scarier for some reason, and all my technique that I learned went out the window. But once I tried it on a quarter with noping, I wasn't as scared anymore, and I was a lot more willing to commit. Something like a box jump lip or landing is perfect for this because there's similar steepness to a quarter, usually a little bit more mellow though, and just a lot less intimidating to try it on. Trying it on noping is useful, but it's really not as important as the other things that I mentioned previously. Still really useful though if you're just trying to perfect your technique and build confidence. So now that you've learned the foot jam on the ground, then took it to the face of a bank, and then to the top of the bank, and then a roller, and then a quarter with noping, you're ready for the final boss. A quarter pipe with coping. If you followed everything that I mentioned earlier in the video, it really shouldn't be that difficult to go from a roller or quarter with noping to a ramp with coping. Start with a quarter that is small and mellow and progressively try it on things that are bigger and steeper. Just remember to keep your weight over the transition and treat it pretty much no different than doing it on the obstacles that you've already done it on. The only real difference is you just have to make sure that when you go to hop back in, you clear the coping, because clipping the coping, it's so scary and you're probably gonna die. I've died before. At first, your foot jams are probably gonna be quick and mellow. You're just gonna get in there, get right back out. You might even have to do correction hops, but with enough practice, eventually your foot jams are gonna be clean, steep, and stylish. If you're landing with your feet uneven, I'm about to let you in on another secret. The secret to not landing with your feet uneven like this. Oh, there we go.
That was exaggerated.
And landing like this is when you go to hop back into the ramp, you're gonna kind of scoop your back foot up, kind of like doing a bunny hop, and now your feet will be nice and even. Also, you're a lot less likely to slide down the ramp because instead of landing sideways on it, you're gonna be nice and nosed in. You only get better at this trick the more that you do it. Doing a nice clean foot jam just can't be beat. Foot jams are one of my favorite tricks. You can do them pretty much anywhere that you go. There's so many different variations that you can do. You can use your other foot to foot jam, which is an in jam. You can jam, Vader, Vader, foot jam, tail whip. You can do tricks in and out. The possibilities are really endless, and it all begins with just learning how to do a basic foot jam. There we go. There we go. Hey guys, it's Future Brandon here, talking from the future because I forgot to mention something that August here actually recommended I say. This probably isn't relevant for too many people, but if you have a skinny front tire like I do, I put a bar end in my fork. This way when I foot jam, my foot doesn't get sucked up into the fork and I don't hurt myself. Anyways, back to the video. So yeah, those have been my tips on how to do a foot jam. I hope you found this useful and got something out of it. If you did find success because of this video, let me know in the comments or tag me on a clip on Instagram. I'd love to see. But yeah, that's it for me. If you guys liked today's video, give the video a like. Comment below letting me know what you think and what other tutorials I should do. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon. Oh God, you guys are far. Bye. What's going on, boys?
We're hanging at Redmond Skate Park.
Maybe Leo's gonna do one?
A double foot?
No. You can foot jam, right?
I can't foot jam.
Maybe after this tutorial, though. You can foot jam, right?
Yeah. Let's see the shoe, dude. Oh my God.
Oh my God. That was actually so much better. Wow.
Trying to think if a fisheye would be good.
It'll be beautiful. All right, this has nothing to do with foot jams, but since you filmed me, I'll film you.
Oh my God, redo that. Ah.
I wish I could get myself to eat shit. Building up your skills towards doing it on top of a quarter pipe. Oh my God, this crow is so annoying. You probably weren't expecting... Oh my God. The secret... Oh my God, this bird is driving me nuts right now.